think it was because of the Russians. They set Magnum up. Magnum TA was stripped the United States heavyweight title. It's a shame it happened. I think a lot of it had to do with Nikita, especially they set him up with that press conference where Nikita insulted Magnum's mother. And, Magnum just would not take that because Magnum's mother is such a part of his life.
That's right.
She's the driving force behind him. Well, Magnum went after Nikita, went over the table, and you know what happened there. Then tell him.
Well, then Bob Geigel had a rebuttal, had a reprimand he read on behalf of the NWA. Let's go to that tape.
As a result of a recent press conference between the United States heavyweight champion Magnum TA and Nikita Koloff, the NWA president Bob Geigel and Magnum TA have been brought together for a very important announcement from the National Wrestling Alliance concerning the United States heavyweight champion.
The board of directors of the National Wrestling Alliance has reviewed an incident that took place at a press conference for contract signing between United States heavyweight champion Magnum TA and challenger Nikita Koloff. It is a majority opinion of the board of directors that the conduct of Magnum TA, the United States title holder, was not in accordance with the standard of conduct that the National Wrestling Alliance would expect from a champion. Although it has been noted that there was some strong language on the part of Nikita Koloff, the challenger. There will be no fine. There will be no suspension. But for the record, let it be noted that this is an official reprimand for the United States champion Magnum TA for conduct unbecoming a champion.
Well, just wait a minute now. You forget about the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. Forget about the whole NWA. This is my mom here. This is family. That's different. That's got to deserve some kind of other consideration. What would you have done if it had been your mom out there? Tell me that.
The United States champion is expected to keep himself in good conduct at all times. Let that be noted. We'll reprimand this.
Well, there, David. Magnum TA, who has a strong belief in his family, his mother, the country, and everything, really struck the blow against President Bob Geigel. As a result of that, Bob Geigel made this all-important announcement.
As president of the National Wrestling Alliance, it is my duty to make the following announcement. Magnum TA received an official reprimand from the National Wrestling Alliance for his conduct at a press conference. At the time of his notification of that decision, his actions taken against an official representative of the National Wrestling Alliance leave the board of directors no other option but to strip Magnum TA of the United States Heavyweight Championship title for conduct unbecoming a champion, effective immediately.
Okay, there it happened.
It's not right, but it did happen. The United States heavyweight title is stripped from Magnum TA.
It really is. They've been stripped from Magnum TA, but as a result of that, we have a very special announcement about that.
That's right. Coming up next.
Dude, this is like a loaded show. There's so much.
Yeah, man. That is.
A lot of moving parts. And we're back with the Russians. What do you think?
Well, I think that we're going to announce the best of 7 here.
And again, we talk and try and figure out how Magnum TA going to get out this title match on TV. So Nikita, no embarrass him in front of all the world.
All the world.
Him on TV. Well, this is smart, Mega TA. This is smart. You come out and again attack someone. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Nephew Nikita is the United States heavyweight champion, Magnum TA.
Excuse me, Mr. Koloff. I hate to interrupt, but Nikita Koloff is not the U.S. heavyweight champion. All of us on the board of directors did not agree with the majority, but they did take the title away from Magnum TA for his actions. They have ordered a best of 7 championship series between the #1 challenger, who is Nikita Koloff, and the former champion Magnum TA. And if Nikita can defeat Magnum 4 times, then he will be the U.S. heavyweight champion. And it will start July the 1st in Philadelphia.
It is obviously a conspiracy. This Magnum TA has not only got Jim Crockett Promotions behind him, but the NWA. Well, we don't accept this. Nephew Nikita is the United States heavyweight champion, and being he is such a gracious champion, he will give Magnum TA a couple of title shots during the Great American Bash. And you, Dusty Rhodes, the Great American Dream, along with your Road Warriors, during the Great American Bash, we're going to win back our World Six-Man
tag team trophy because Crusher Khrushchev is ready. Cage matches, double chain matches, 6-man tag team competition. And you, Ric Flair, nephew Nikita, is going to take world title away from you.
Well, fans, you heard it from Mr. Jim Crockett Jr., president of Jim Crockett Promotions, the best 4 of 7 series for the U.S. heavyweight title. Let's go to the ring.
And by the way, George South and Randy Mulkey going to be in here with Tully and Arn.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is just this
Yeah.
might be peak 86 right here.
I think so. A big announcement because a lot of people still remember that best of 7.
Oh yeah, we still get questions about it.
Right. So it's going to start July 1st, Great American Bash, Nikita and Magnum. And so we got that. We got the Rock and Roll Express, Super Summer Sizzler Tour. We got the return of Ole Anderson. And as I'm listening to Ole talk, I'm telling you, I know it's old school Tony Schiavone. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody says, what was the best incarnation of the 4 Horsemen? It is still with Ole Anderson in it.
Yeah.
And it's because Ole could talk.
A lot of people prefer the Barry one, and I understand that from a match standpoint, but from a
Right.
promo standpoint, no comparison.
Yeah.
No comparison.
Ole is not well now.
Right.
And that it really breaks my heart.
Ooh, big old spine buster from
Man. I wanted to go see him, and obviously with COVID, I can't. So when this all finally gets resolved, I'm going to go see him. I did talk to him on the phone, and obviously he's just not well. And that breaks my heart. It really does.
But he meant a lot to your career.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I was such a mark for him, and he was good to me, man. He was absolutely good to me. Look at this.
How about that for a little tag team combination?
Man.
What's the nature of your conversations with Richard?
As in Flair?
Yeah.
I don't talk to him anymore.
It's just funny. He said, man, he was such a big part of my life. And, I just appreciate him so much. About Ole. And then Rick, I don't talk to him.
Well, I don't. I mean, look, he could pick up the phone and call me, couldn't he?
Yeah, sure. So I guess so could Ole.
Not really. Somebody would have to pick up the phone for him.
And you, apparently.
Party's going to last for a full month. It starts in Philadelphia, goes to Washington, D.C., Memphis. It just keeps on.
RFK Stadium, the Liberty Bowl. We already know Ric Flair will defend the NWA World Heavyweight title 14 times in a 30-day period. We also know now best 4 out of 7 for the U.S. Heavyweight title between Magnum TA and Nikita Koloff during the Bash. But, David, the performers will be great. And one of them is Waylon Jennings. He and Jesse Coulter will be highlighted in many of the cities performing during the Great American Bash. And Waylon Jennings is a fine performer, but we have lots more, too.
That's right. We have Joe Ely, Delbert McClinton. Also, George Jones will be there. David Allen
Coe, who was a big part of the Bash last year. The Great American Bash, the very best in family entertainment, and it's coming your way very soon. Like we said, July 1st, it all starts at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and then it runs through the whole month of July, ending up on August 2nd at Fulton County Stadium. Like we said, let's talk.
Okay.
He walked.
Yay! No, it was back Thanksgiving of last year when I alone walked inside a steel cage with Tully Blanchard. I quit match. They said it was the most brutal match in the history of professional wrestling. Yet when the match was over and the smoke cleared, when the battle was over, I walked out with this firmly in my grasp. And since that time, day in and day out, I've met every challenge that anybody has ever wanted to present to me. The list goes long and tough, the big and bad of them all. But then out of the darkness came the Russian Nightmare. The man they all called the Bad Nightmare from the Big Bad Russia. They said he could do what no other man could do. He could embarrass the whole United States. But he couldn't get it done in the wrestling ring. He couldn't get it done with all the special stipulations, Russian chain matches. He had to stoop to the lowest form of any human being on this earth. He stooped down so low as to insult all the women in the world, and more specifically, my mother. Well, America was built on freedom. Men that would fight for that freedom and did it real proudly. But none of those men would have been able to do any of that without a very special lady in all their lives. The person that gave them all life. Their mother who gave them the desire to fight and instilled that down inside them. Well, I tell you something, Nikita Koloff, this is straight out there to Bob Geigel, too. This belt is nothing but a bunch of metal and leather without the meaning behind it. You can take this out of my hands, but you can't take what's in my heart. You can't take the love for my family and my mother that I die fighting for, no matter what it takes. A best out of 7 tournament, it doesn't matter what they want to dictate to me, because I dictate my life. I'll dictate my actions. And whatever kind of fight it's got to be, that's just fine, because I'll bow to no man, especially a no good commie Russian.
Let's go to the ring.
Well, we talk about it every week. Oh my God, look at Shaska. This show is so loaded. This is one of the best hours of wrestling I've ever seen.
It's tremendous.
Anyway, I love Magnum's promos,
Mm.
and I can't help but remember our old great close personal friend George Costanza.
Mm.
You a big fan of George?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What I loved about George, well, there's a lot to love about George, unless he's
Right.
been in the pool. But the point is, the line, it's not a lie if I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And by God, Magnum believed it.
Oh man, you damn
Comes
right he
right
did.
through. Comes right through.
Comes right through. Absolutely comes right through. Magnum always used to tell me, I've said it before, and I even tell the kids this when they're doing promos. So Magnum always says, you look in the camera and you look through the camera, you look right into their living room and you talk to them.
Yeah.
And that's what he was good about. So anyway, Waylon took off. Everybody was pissed. And of course he had the excuse of the thunderstorm coming, and it did come up. It was, but thunderstorms were different back then than they are now.
How so?
Well, now thunderstorm comes up and it'll blow you away, and everybody will have to run for shelter because the lawyers tell you to. But
that's a pussy statement. But continue.
no, I know the people that. Hey, in the SEC football,
yeah,
if a lightning strikes within 5 miles of the stadium, the teams have to leave, and the fans are told to leave the stadium for 20 to 30 minutes. Who do you think came up with that?
Lois.
A lawyer did.
Lois.
No, they came up with that because they don't care about your safety. People don't. They don't want to get sued.
Why aren't you shitting on Dawkins personally today?
No, I'm not.
Oh, I guess you saw him this past weekend.
Yeah, I did. He was in a great mood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was something else I wanted to talk about too, man.
Waylon. There was a storm, and back then, storms were different.
Yeah, but there was something. It was beyond Waylon. I don't know what it was. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. This is pretty interesting stuff. And this has to do with Stadium Stampede. I was there, of course, when they were taping part of it. And Tully Blanchard showed me a picture of him at the Bunkhouse Stampede.
And he's dressed identically.
Yes. Not only that, and he showed me, he said, look at this. And he showed me the boots, same boots, right?
Wow.
He said, you know what that is? I said, what? He said, it's Dusty's blood still on my boots.
How great is that?
That is tremendous.
Somewhere David Brush just DM'd Tully Blanchard to try to buy those boots. Can I have your Bunkhouse Stampede boots with Dusty's blood?
Yeah. Just
hey, by the way, I know we don't talk about him all the time, but I do have a buddy named David who lives in Virginia.
Yeah.
That nothing happening son of a plumber just got Dusty's old hat. Remember
really
that outfit where he'd have a robe and a hat that matched?
Mm-hmm.
He had like this bright color when they had like a cactus on it or something. And he got the damn hat. And I'm like, damn it, that's something would have been cool to have and easy to display. But
yeah, so
everything else, Jim Crockett, stupid ass David gets it.
Do you know where stupid ass David lives?
Yeah.
Let's go see him.
Oh no, he's a nice guy. We're not ding dong King Kong.
No, we'll beat the fuck out of him. And
no. I like him.
And throw like a bunch of hundreds his way.
He don't care
as we leave. So, there you go.
He's made of money. He's the collector who's known as the real $1 million man.
Well, then he'd probably an ass kicking probably would be in order.
He's got an empire of businesses up there. He's a titan of industry
in Virginia. What does he do? Smoke Smithfield hams?
He's a nice guy.
Can we raise apples in Winchester? plant peanuts in the middle of the state.
Did you plant any peanuts this past weekend down at the beach?
No, I did not.
Really? Thought maybe a little celebratory planting.
Planting peanuts. Here's our new line. We're planting peanuts.
Let's not forget Tony Schiavone's famous line, and I can't believe I've never shared this on the air.
Oh my God!
But I'll never forget, and it's going to take you a while at home to figure this out. Do that country math of 2 + 2. But Tony's famous line is, "I'll never hit bottom, but I'll fuck up the sides." And it took me a while, and then one day I was riding home, and it was like, ding! Oh, I got it. Okay.
Stop.